What's up, guys? ZFarls here with the new 99 defensive tackle Warren Sapp, but buyer beware, he will drink all of your water. He also gets very upset and says, man, why didn't you fill that up? But he fights pretty hard, although he likes to take time out and dilly-dally around timeout. I said, give me some water. I'm so dehydrated. Give me some water, man. Squirt, squirt. Man, you still have no water? You're useless. Get out of here. Come on. All right, boys. ZFarls back here. I'm going to give you a free Carolina offensive scheme today. I'm going to open up 3 quick legendary packs just for entertainment value. But what I really want to do today is just take you through my Carolina offensive playbook. It's what I run when I play games. And it's a very good playbook for both running and passing. It has some of the best runs in the game. I'm going to first show you a sample gameplay with all running plays. Pretty much where I just show you my base runs, my first down runs, my second down runs. You know, what I like to do on offense. Here you saw I got a Deerdorf, which I already had, but still not a bad pack to get actual legend in a pack. Here I get a Randall Chupacabra, and that's actually a pretty good item. I'm not super juiced, but I like him as a player, as you know from this week in Madden, our weekly show, and I pull some other cards here. But I'm also going to show you full passing coverage. So if you struggle to beat 2-man under, if you're a guy who either doesn't use a mobile quarterback or can't beat man-to-man coverage consistently if somebody plays it only against you, the second gameplay portion of today's thing is going to show you how to beat that. Now, it was actually a great game for me to show because I struggled a bit passing the ball. My percentages are usually pretty high when I'm slinging the rock around, but this specific game, as we pull our last pack here, I was hovering around the 50% mark. I still scored on every drive, but I just want to show you that 2-man under is a challenge. So I feel like this is a good video to show you how to beat it pretty consistently. Once again, another Deerdorf here. If you guys comment, if you guys want to give some comments, I'll give away one of those Deerdorfs. Just let me know in the comments what your favorite MUT playbook is and give it a like, and we'll be ready to rock there. Alright, time to go with some sample gameplay to teach you guys my plays. Now when I start out every game pretty much with single back ace. I put in Eric Dickerson, or I put in a stronger running back than Barry Sanders. I like to also sub in a tackle or a tight end who's a better run blocker on this side of the field. This halfback zone weak to me is the best bread and butter run in the game. It's the most consistent. I've been using it since 360. And what you can do is press X and R trigger. That will flip the run really fast. And nobody changes position, so they won't even know that you flipped it. You don't have to use the right stick to pat your butt. And you're basically just going to look to get your head down and then pick up as many yards as possible. You usually get a double team block, so it's pretty consistent. And what am I looking for here on the defense? See how they're all bunched on the inside now? All 3 linebackers are now in between, the hash marks and the tackles. Now there's 7 guys in the box. So now I really want to run this outside. Earlier I wanted to run it inside, but now I really want to run it outside, and we just take it in the lane. On my first drive, I'll run this run, once or twice. It's a great first down run. It's a great 3rd and 3 run. And you also have the audible, which is the halfback dive. Here is my second in run. I like to bang this one for big yards. It's a strong, close, quick toss. Here, we do the back juke and it doesn't work for us. This is a home run. It's a 10-yard run or it's a 0-yard run, as you saw. But what I do is I call that strong, close, quick toss, and I like to just try and get as many as I can. Kind of just give them another look. If they're looking to cram the middle, or if they're going to start run committing after I ran the ball that much, that's what I do. Here we sub in, we go wide trips, tight end slot. We're going to call buck sweep. Once again, probably the best run in the game, but it's not really a first down run. It's an every down run, but you can lose yardage on it. But you can also hit home runs. Here we actually do hit a home run. We sub in Donald Penn. He gets a nice seal, and Barry Sanders takes it in. So this is a run where it's like, okay, it's 2nd and 10 because my first down, strong, close run didn't work. Now I need to call something else that's going to also pick up big yards, because 2nd and 10, you don't want a 3-yard run. That's what's going to work for you here. Here we skip through the D, and we're going to be looking at the weak panther with the read option. Now, I don't run many pistol read options. The San Francisco book has some really good pistol A's, pistol strong twins read option. But here, obviously, the guy stands up, and we just got to give it to Barry, and the block gets pulled off. But I don't like to run read option because here's why. When you have a mobile quarterback, the game is just going to not let you run with the mobile quarterback if you call read option. So Yes, you're going to hand off, and you're going to have a +1 situation because you're going to have a DN kind of watching everything, but for the most part, I'm just going to call regular handoff plays. We go back to the buck sweep formation. Now, there's a read option from this formation, but there's also just a regular buck sweep style formation. Here we're just doing too much juking and with Barry, but once again, I said that runs a home run or a 0-yard run, and there you see why it can be dangerous. That's why I don't run that run on 3rd and 1, because it takes 3 seconds to get back to the line of scrimmage to get your money back on that run. So 3rd and 10, we are going to have to pass, and we always come out in the wide receiver screen from the empty. We'll go more into passing later in this video. This is just the running one, but this is just the game where I ran a lot. We got an out, we got a route over the middle, and here you see we hit Olsen for 8, and then that's going to allow us to run on 4th down. So we'll go for it here, make it entertaining for you guys, and I'll show you later in the video why you need a mobile quarterback, why you need to call some hot routes and mix things up. So on 4th and 2, you can run the ball, but once again, I could probably run the stretch here, or the halfback zone weak that I showed you. I wouldn't run the dive here because he has 7 guys in between. But what I really want to do is just kind of run with Vic. I just want to kind of get on the edge. See how he has his 2 linebackers stacked on the inside, and then he has a DN that dropped into coverage. So he was in cover 2 there. You're just not catching a fast guy for 2 yards. So you can use that scramble in 2-yard situations or less to pick up the 1st down. If he's going to cram everybody in like that. Now this is my home run. This is the Gun Heavy Panther QB wrap. I don't use this a ton because I don't like defending it, as I say, but you can really hit a home run on this. Here he does a good job containing it, and Vic's still going to get 10 yards around the edge. Once again, not a 1st down run, not a goal line run, not anything you want to call no more than twice a half at absolute max. But if you hit it, you have Cam, you have Cap, you have Cunningham, you have maybe even Young, you have Vic, you have whoever, you have Pryor, you can cash that run in for a huge gain. Here we go with the screen pass, which is pretty much an extension of the run game. Anytime I see the corners back, I'll throw that screen. Then they use that just like I would the run game. We'll go back to the buck sweep. Once again, we're going to come out, we're going to flip it so it gets lined up pretty quick. You're just going to look to follow that pulling guard. Here we need to do a better job getting out of either not running into a receiver or hurdling. So I'm showing you the run game, and I'm not even having some success here. Eating clock. At a certain point, guys, I'm looking at the scoreboard and I'm thinking, okay, 2 minutes left in the half. The only thing I can do is score. I need to score a touchdown with less than 20 seconds left. I have a goal now. So I have a goal now. I'm playing to a goal. I'm not playing to, every drive you kind of want to score. Here I playmaker A with L trigger and right stick up, and that's how I beat 2 men under allowed at the time. But right now, at the 2-minute warning, all I'm thinking is touchdown with less than 20 seconds left. And that's what good players are going to be doing. They're not just going to be saying, oh, yeah, it'd be nice if I could get a touchdown. Probably want to try and get a field goal. They're saying, I will score with less than 15 seconds left, less than 20 seconds left, whatever. So go back down, and now you see how open it is to the right side, and we flip it. We quickly flip this run, pick it up, get a double team, and Dickerson takes it for 12 yards. So that's what makes this run so powerful, is ability to run it left, ability to run it right. You have the halfback dive, which you can audible to if they're like, a lot of guys will spread their linebackers once they realize you're just running it off the tackle, and then you can hit them with a halfback dive for 6 yards a whack if it's open. But I stopped running this play. Like here, I'd run the halfback dive because there's only one linebacker up in the box. The other 2 guys are DBs, and they're on the outside of the tackle. So I'm just waiting as well on offense here. I would have hiked that faster, but since I need to score and he's not taking timeouts, I'm just going to wait patiently. And Dickerson's a good back for that, and he picks up yardage. Also like Marshawn Lynch, there's Doug Martins, there's I'm trying to think of some other good backs for if you have a lower rated squad, but there's a lot of good trucking backs out there. There's a Blount Fantasy that's pretty popular. Here we're going to go actually audible up to the gun ace read option. Once again, I just audible here to waste time, make the opponent forget that he's not calling timeouts. I want him to think, oh man, he's audible, not like, oh, he's just wasting time with the clock. So I end up just canceling my play, audibling back down to Dickerson, back dive, and take it right up the middle to get the 1st down, and that's all we need. Now we have 1st down, 40 seconds. He's got 3 timeouts, but he's not taking them. And we're just going to see what we can do here. We're going to look to our other audibles, and we'll go up to the gun ace. Read option, why not? I do like read options if you could run them, but people over-rely on them way too much, and they're really not that good at running them. And we take it in with 20 seconds left. So mission accomplished. We score a TD, 20 seconds left. Go up by a score, and that was a huge drive. Here, I end up getting the ball back. That guy called plays with 20 seconds left. And we just throw it up to Moss, 84, one time, one clap, 1 second left. I don't know. I called a fair catch on a punt. Not sure what that guy was doing. Couldn't tell you. So we end up punching one in there with Moss. And now we're back on offense after the half. We've got a two possession lead, and that's just something you can't give up in Ultimate Team. Here we're going to go with a screen pass if we think it's zone, but it ends up not being zone, so we just, that's what we would call, we'd audible all our hot routes and drags to the right side, and we roll with Vic to the left, and then we toss it over. But in man-to-man, which I believe he's in right now, it wouldn't really work. So this is another setup we use. We block the guy on the left. This way we can roll, we can throw a zig, we can throw RB on the wheel pattern. Love the little wheel pattern because you can hit it either early if they don't cover them, or you can hit them late. Now we're going to go up to the tight slots formation. This is another pass, getting into a little bit of passing here, but once again, the next game we'll have even more. If you use a left-handed quarterback, you want to run this to the left. The reason you run it left here is you have Gordon on a corner route is going to beat some man-to-man for you. You want to kind of roll and flow with the play. So if you were Kaepernick, you could call it to the right, and then you just flip the play, and then that guy would go to the right. It's once again balance formation, so you could flip it at the line, and nobody would know. Just looking through the rest of the playbook, I mean, those runs, the halfback dive zone weak, the buck sweep, the QB wrap. There's another QB wrap in the split panther formation. The strong close quick toss. Don't forget about that one for 2nd and 10, or when you need a home run style run. Here, once again, corner's back, going to look to the screen to Moss, and this time it's going to work. And this is basically a run play, because if the corners are back, it's going to work 80% of the time. And it's just a good play that forces them to play up on the coverage, and it's just really, really tough. So you always come out in that, because then you can always audible to the 4 verticals later. Here we're going to go back down. The halfback base is a pretty good run. There's 2 buck sweeps. There's one with the formation where the tight end's on the line. And here we actually leave Penn in the game, so Penn is technically a tight end, but he's really a tackle. You don't want him running this stick route. He's on the stick and nod, so he's not going to get separation. We're going to throw it anyway just because we're silly like that, and he catches it. But that's a lot better if it's Jimmy Graham or if it's, Gronkowski. Here we're going to go back down to the Heavy Panther and just say, hey, don't use that in the red zone. Gibbs told me once to use it in the red zone. I'm like, dude, are you out of control? This is one of our favorites. Red zone plays, which we'll break down, is the pistol curled deep out. Plays curled deep out. It's the full Panther. Fades on the outside. Sanders either on a wheel or on a little L trigger route, which is an option route. And here you see he's just going to see that at zone, sit over the middle. Zone, he'll sit. Man, he'll run to the corner on like an out route, and then we're going to get the quit. So that's my running style offense. So once again, 1st down, 2nd down. It's 1st and 10. And then we start playing this guy, and we're going to show you our passing, but the game doesn't start good for him. That's the Warren Sapp. And here is the Patty Cake Willis, I believe. And then 4th down, he goes for it, and we get the pick with Nitrogen. So starting out good field position, playing some defense, and we can go over that at a later time. I'm going to go empty set. To start the game. And usually I run, but this video is all passing. He's in 2-man under, so I can't throw this screen, right? Because the defense is not back. So I'm going to go to 5 wide and look to Olsen over the middle and just try and hit him. But Michael Vick's going to be my biggest weapon here if he doesn't spy. Guys, you have to have a mobile quarterback if your opponent's going to play a lot of 2-man under, and you got to just force them to use spies, force them to use contains. It'll soften the rush. If you're going to play with these guys, it's not just to run the read option. It's in the passing game. These guys need to be weapons, especially if they're playing 2-man under. That's their punishment. I mean, otherwise, it's going to be really, really hard to beat. Here we put an out to Megatron on the left. We put Barry underneath. And here, boom, right there. That timing of this out is going to save me in this game. So learn these outs. People used to throw them 80% of the time on 360 against 2 men under. Now they're covered a lot tighter, but it's about 50% that they're going to get open. Here, once again, we go with that curl deep out play just to show you that it's a good play. See how he has 8 guys stacked? This is where I'd put Barry on a wheel instead of an option route. So Sanders, I'm not going to run him up the middle through 8 guys. Now I'm going to put him on a wheel. So that's really up to you. Here we try and hit it, but once again, he brought the farm, but we're going to call that play again and see some success. It's just making reads. It's just looking at how many guys are in the box. Where does this run look like it's going to work? Where does, why would I put a receiver into traffic like that? Try to get him a Barry, and we're going to roll, get out of the face of some pressure, and just hit Olsen cutting back over the middle. That angle route's nearly impossible to cover just because it cuts twice. You can throw it quick, you can throw it late, and they got to be prepared. Here we're going to get another pick with Night Train. You notice we ran away from the ball that was in the air because we wanted to maximize our timing. We wanted to make sure we arrived when the ball was getting there, not get there early and then have to wait around and not get a good jump. Now this play here, halfback wheel, once again I showed it to you, but I want to break it down again. You'll notice Olsen's route's coming across the middle, and so is Moss's. Now Barry is leaking out to the right, and we can actually wait and then throw downfield. Here we're going to roll, hit Gordon once again, pick up 5, but just make them think about, man, we got to cover that side of the field. A lot of people like to call that bench because it has 2 corner routes, and that's a good play, but it's very predictable, I guess. Here we have drag cross-ups, which used to be a much better play. Still decent, but here you see we're going to try and throw back to the angle route coming across the middle. We get a little roll happy in this with Vic. When you're calling new plays, I know how to run all these plays. I call them most, I don't call them all every game, so I was trying to explore my playbook. I mean, there'll be games where I run half the game and then I only need to go to 5 wide like 5 times. So, forgive me for struggling a bit passing, but I want to show you. Here's Split Panther 6-8-9 hook. You can throw 2 quick passes to either of the halfbacks, or you can block them for better protection. I love this route to A. When he cuts like that, I click on and make a play. Here we drop it, but that A route, as you know from Z spot, is on the outside, and it's a great route that you can throw deep downfield. That will be 2 man under. There you have plenty of protection and time to wait to go downfield. 4th and 5, we're going to go. The game even recommended we do a fake punt, but never do that. Just go for it. And once again, he's playing 2 man under. Everybody's up, so we are going to go to the 4 verticals. We're going to drag Calvin Johnson X just to give us another route across the middle, and then we're just going to look to roll, pick it up. I mean, once again, he's playing 2 men under. We have to punish him for just not changing up his defense, not making any adjustments, not spying a guy. 2 men under. Guys are gonna trail their man, and if you send him deep, then he's not gonna have many defenders. That's one of the weaknesses of 2 men under. Here we're going to try a screen. Now we see the guys back. Now we drag everybody, and that's the perfect time play call. He tried to bring a blitz. We burnt him. We actually called that play perfectly. If it was still 2 men under, we would have just checked out of it. We would have called something different at the line. But ultimately, that ended up working. Now that's going to make him think twice about blitzing the rest of the game. Now we're in the 12-yard line, so red zone, but still kind of a tight area. We're going to go strong close. We could call the quick toss, but this play wide trail is going to have 2 routes cutting over the middle of the field, a flat route. I will put Barry on a wheel, why not? And just watch the flow of this play. B across the middle, nope. A cutting, yes, across the middle. Trails him, and always pretty much another style angle route that's very, very, very tough to guard. Because you got to guard it to the right, then you got to guard it back left. And you have B clearing out. So even if they use the middle, they might go with B. And then they might forget, oh man, there's a guy actually coming and trailing me as well. Now, I just show you this play stick and nod here because I don't call it a ton, but it's from the wide trips formation. So if you are going to pass out of this formation, if you run that buck sweep from earlier in the video, once again, there A got caught on his man cut, and he didn't get open. But that route is a man beater 75% of the time. That was 25% where he got caught up, and I shouldn't have thrown it. But here, once again, I see the corner, or the safety up. I know it's 2 men under because he's been in 2 men under all game, and I see that safety up. And I think, why don't I try and bomb it to Randy? I would never really do that, and I see a lot of bad players play like that. This guy's playing like that. But it is tempting. It's tempting, and his guy recovered. So a little bit foolish by me, but he was showing a bit of a weakness there. But that's Dion and Randy, and they're gonna kind of cancel each other out, unless he called press or something. But stock 2-man, that's not gonna beat it. So here we're gonna go 5 wide one more time, and this actually my controller died, so I had to sign back in. But we'll do that here, and then we'll get to picking a play. We're going to go screen once again, 3rd and 10. Come out and screen every time, because if they're back, then you can call it, but if they're not back, you just audible it. Whereas if you call this play, but then you need the screen, you can't get to it. Cut across the middle. We're going to throw the out. Boom, look at that out. Look at that timing. I read the middle, read the middle, read the middle, nothing there, out. So 3rd and 10, that out is backbreaking to a defense, because he thinks he has the middle covered, but the timing of that out is patience. It's just calm, and it's, okay, now it's there. Here we're going to go back down, try and run the ball a little bit, read option. I mean, yes, I was trying to pass a lot in this game to show you guys, but at a certain point when he's just calling all 2-man, you got to kind of make him pay. And here once again we go back with that 6-8-9 hook. Put Calvin on a little man beating route and slant over the middle. Try and hit this A route across the middle of the field and throw it too early. It wasn't working quite like I had wanted it to. That route is much better from Z-spot. Here's the problem I would say with the Carolina book is if somebody's playing a lot of 2-man under, you can go to gun bunch, but they only have single back bunch. They don't have gun bunch Z-spot, which we've showed you how to break down on Twin. That's a great man beating formation. Here 3rd and 6, single back ace, just a quick curl slant, take off. I mean, he doesn't have spy. He's continuing to call 2-man under. So you might say, well, you're just running the ball with Vic. Well, he's calling the same play. I beat him with it 3 times. That's one of the weaknesses to that defense, is it gives up scrambles, and he's not making adjustments. So you got to take how they're playing, and you got to beat them. That's why you play the game. All right, back down here, we got a corner out going to the right. Vic's going to flow, wait, and now try and playmaker, and just try and force it in there. Once again, the 2-man under is tough. It's tough, but you know, we're hanging in there. We haven't turned the ball over yet. We're still scoring on our drives, and got to try and make a play. Now these drags on the outside usually used to beat man pretty heavily, but they don't really beat it anymore. So A and X used to crush man on the cuts, but defenders play that much better on next gen, so it's not as reliable as it once was. Here we see the angle route coming across the middle of the field. We force it into Moss, and could have had the angle route there across the middle, but need to stay patient. We're going to go empty one more time, and we're going to go with the wide receiver screen, because that's what we always do, folks. All right, here we go. We're going to go up to the vertical shake. Once again, we're going to put an out to Moss, and we're going to drag Calvin Johnson, look for a playmaker if it's there. And there we go, out, boom, backbreaking. Just backbreaking 3rd and 10. Complete it, keeps the end of the half drive going. We can get into range, go up 2 scores. This could be huge. So, once again, a lot of 2-man under. I'm going to try a QB wrap. This is a home run shot. This is home run or nothing. So, I call the QB wrap. He's in 2-man under. It should work. 75 kind of gets bottled up, and Vic doesn't gain anything. So, that runs all or nothing. I felt like with 30 seconds left, you take a shot at it. See if you can hit it, but it really depends. All right, back up to the 6-8-9 hook. We're going to block Y, block RB. And when we block those guys, it allows that linebacker to drop back and go with A. So A was who we were targeting there. And he would have actually been able to beat man-to-man. But another defender who was supposed to cover the guys that we blocked, once they blocked, they were dropped. He dropped back and covered it. And I didn't throw it, which is a good read. And I just took off. Why not get 2 yards? You know, throw it away or get 2 yards, it doesn't really matter. Here we go back down single back ace, or single back tight slots. Roll left, look to Y. Here this is a horrible throw. It's probably the worst play of the day, but when you click on, you can make up for some mistakes that you did. So we shouldn't have thrown that. We did. Ended up working out in our favor. We'll take it. We'll take it, Madden gods. Thank you very much. I will not forget your generosity. Here we go to single back bunch. First time, not a man beating play, great zone beating play, crushes zone. It's in every playbook, pretty much. Gun bunch. Here we have it in single back bunch. try and roll, and just get out of bounds. So we know they're in 2-man under. That play's really not going to work to beat 2-man under, but that's another great passing play if you're facing a lot of zone coverage. All right, 8 seconds left here in the half. We're going to go back to the gun split. I honestly don't run any gun 2-back on next gen. Used to love gun 2-back. Don't run it anymore on next gen. I don't call any draws from this formation. I don't really feel like you need to block 2 guys. This was like a great max coverage or max protection formation, but you don't really need to do that anymore. So I never really call gun 2-back. But the Panthers still have a pretty good gun 2-back because they have the wrap and they have that play from there. But I feel like I over displayed it in this video because I really wanted that A route to work, because I wanted to show you that if you have a playbook that has gun bunch Z-spot, you can use that A route on the outside. But it was a bit more of a display. So here we go back down to the strong close. We could run the quick toss, and then we have this play wide trail we showed you a little bit earlier, but once again, just another way to check it out. Here we're going to just put Moss on a fade, and we have A coming across the middle. We just do a bad job rolling out for no reason. So I'm showing you guys, I'm struggling here against 2-man under. Struggling a little bit. Because it's tough. It's tough if you're a new player and you can play 2-man under. You can give people headaches. I mean, you can give people headaches if you can use her a little bit across the middle. It's a simple way to call. You know, if you come into a game and you say, I'm going to play 2-man under every play all game, I'll say, okay, I know that, but I still got to work really hard to beat it. It's annoying. Whereas if you play zone, I can pretty much end up gashing you later. If you call 70% 2-man under and then you do a good job changing to 20% cover 2 sync and blitz 10% of the time, that's just a tough scheme if you mix it up right. We did catch him the one time he blitzed. We caught him. But other than that, it can be pretty tough. So we'll go back up to empty and start dishing the rock a little bit. I used to really like to run from single back spread or gun spread with a halfback next to me, so Barry would be next to me, and then we'd have 2 guys on each side. And I'd run a lot of corners and stuff. Here, 3rd and 15. Look at this out, guys. Look at B. Look at B. Look at Tommy. Now, right on the cut, back break. So that's 3 outs. So 3 outs to Moss, and 1 to Calvin. So 4 total outs, 4 little passes, killer. And once again, here with him playing so much 2-man under, everybody's going to go to the left. We're going to try and hit him with a QB power. This is in the Chiefs book, and it's in the Carolina book, and we hit him for big yards. Because he's not base aligning right. He's calling the right plays, but he's not doing anything else, is what how this guy could get a lot better. He could get a lot better by making a few adjustments after the snap. He could have rebalanced there and said, wow, I'm really tender to the right here if he does run, or he really wants to pass left here. We're going to go back down to the tight slots, because here's why. We're on the right hash mark now, and we want to roll and flow this play to the left. If you're playing with Ghost Cam, regular Cam, Team MVP Cam, 97 Cap, Cunningham, you want to roll to the left. And here we just beat the blitz by popping out that little wheel route. Once again, 10 for 19. We're at 50%, but once again, we've gotten points on every drive. We've got 2 TDs and a field goal. We've possessed the ball even though we're passing. And here we're going to try a draw. So draws are essentially passive plays for me as well, because you see him bob his defensive lineman there. That means that he's probably put him into something or he's controlling him. We're able to pick up 3 yards. So if he's only going to rush 3, once again, I don't call a lot of draws in the game this year because I don't feel like they're as successful as years past. But at a certain point, they could be the right call against the right player. So you got to keep them in mind. And here we go down to the full house, just give ourselves a lot of options. And we hit Barry on this A route coming across. So once again, that's the option route. Earlier we scored a touchdown. Barry just does Barry things. So earlier we scored a TD on that route, and then we let it when it sat in zone. Then we let it cut to the outside. But pretty much that's my main scheme. I'm gonna put up an Excel document that has the runs I use on first downs, like a scripted play calling sheet. So if you guys want that, just let me know. Go to MaddenTips.com or hit me up on Twitter at MaddenBible. We're gonna get the quit here. Once again, scored 24. Got the win, and we'll see you next time on the MUT podcast. Let me know what other schemes you want to see broken down. All right, ZFarls out.